Hey guys, I've picked up a little bush hogging job or land clearing job, whatever you want to call it, and I need to get hooked up to this batwing right here. It's a HX15. I got my TN95 out. I'm going to use it to do this job. There's a lot of briars and rose bushes and just stuff that I don't want to run my new tractor through, so I'm going to use that tractor. I got the brush grapple already on it from the last job I was working on. I'm going to leave that on there in case there's a tree down or something I need to move. So let's get hooked up here and start heading over there, and I'll show y'all the job site right quick. In order to hook this bush hog up, the last tractor I had it to was obviously a whole lot higher than this tractor. This tractor's got a low drawbar on it, always has, compared to my other tractors. So the first thing you gotta do is, it don't have a crank type jack on it, so hook the raise hose up, and that raises the whole machine up and down where you're using it. Hook that hose up, and then you get in the tractor and raise it up, start raising it, and that'll let that tongue down. Hopefully it'll go down enough. My tractor's kind of sitting in a hole, but hopefully it'll go down enough I can get it hooked up here. Tractor hooked up, but I've got the bush hog all the way up, and the hitch is all the way down, and I'm still not off the jack because my tractor's sitting in a hole. So I'm going to try to pull the pin on the jack, and the jack folds up forwards that way, so I'm going to try to pull the pin on the jack and back up so it'll fall off the jack, hopefully. Alright, that seems to have done the trick. Got my jack up, got everything hooked up. My safety chain has gotten broke, so I can't hook it up no more. And this PTO shaft right here, it's got the CV joint in it so you can turn sharp. That is one heavy booger right there. That thing's heavy. Alright, let's get to the job, get something done. Alright, we're here. I'm gonna unlock all the safety devices here. All right, this is the job I got to work on. It's covered up with this stuff right here. Briars, rose bushes. So there's a little path going out in there. I gotta mow all this stuff down that I can. What I can't mow down, I'll get something else and take it out. But anyway, let's get started, see what happens. places that you can't see where you're driving the tractor at. You can't see what's under all the brush. It's just sometimes it's just easier to back this thing over it so you can kind of open up the land and see what's going on underneath, instead of just driving the tractor out into nowhere land and then end up driving off a rock cliff or something. So I kind of watch the bush hog. I watch it as I'm backing up. Like right there, there's a stump. I can see it hit the wheel right there, so I'm gonna stop and go the other way. I use the wheels on the bush hog as kind of a gauge as to what I'm running over, what's the wheels telling me, you know, if they're hitting obstacles or hitting stumps, hitting rocks. It kind of helps me to keep from tearing up stuff that's bad. And still, when you're doing this type of work, there's a pretty high chance you're going to tear up something. Now, you got growth like I'm getting ready to go into right here, where you can't see anything but briars and trees and weeds. There's a pretty high chance you're going to tear up something. The key is to mow it high to start with, and look for rocks, look for stumps, you know, go backwards if you have to. It's whatever you got to do it safely. Keep your foot on the clutch at all times. Be ready to stop immediately. You know, this stuff is borderline needing a track loader or something cleaning it up. But bush hog will do this stuff up pretty good, as long as it don't get no bigger than about 2 inches. The brush don't get no bigger than 2 inches, or the trees. You can get along pretty good. As long as it ain't just all trees and limbs and stuff, you get along pretty good. This thing chews up briars and rose bushes like nothing. Now if you get into a place that's got a whole lot of rose bushes, I mean not rose bushes, but the little locust trees that's got thorns on it about that big, that's when you start having tire trouble. You'll go across one of them locust trees that's got them long thorns on it. You chop it up, throw it all over your field, and then you drive all over the thorns. Next thing you know, you got flat tires in about 2 weeks. So you gotta be careful about that. If you got a field that's got them things in it, you better be mowing it with something with tracks on it. Unless you like flat tires. You might get by with it if it ain't too big. If the trees aren't too big and the thorns aren't too big yet, you might get by with it. But if not, well, it's not fun when you get them things in your tires, I'll tell you that. Rose bushes get big enough, they can have the same effect. Most of the time, rose bush don't bother you too bad. Alright, I'm getting along alright with this, but the problem is I'm going to have to get another machine that's more maneuverable. When I come over here and look at this job, they first said they wanted to mow everything down, and that is, you know, that would have worked nice. But they called back later and said they'd come over here and put up a few ribbons on stuff they wanted to save. They didn't want to mow down. Well, there's so many ribbons over here, I can't get this 15-foot bush hog between most of it. There's a whole lot more land way down there, but every way I try to get down there, there's so many of these little poplar trees they've put ribbons on. Here, 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 over there, right there. There's about 20 of them I can see over there, about 30 more over there. I can't get down in there with this wide machine. No way I go. And I guess I'm gonna have to get something more maneuverable. So you might have to wait till the next video to figure out what that is. But I've got something that'll get around all this stuff. So I guess that'll be it for this one. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And we'll see you in the next one. Y'all be safe.